Hey, what's up? It's me again. I just figured I'd do a collection video. This is part one of a three-part video where I'll be showing my RPGs, my shooters, and my adventure games for the PlayStation 2, original Xbox, and PS2 consoles, and the Wii. I'm only doing the Wii because the Wii has a lot of games, but as far as games that I'm willing to buy and that I'm interested in, it's only a handful. So it'd just be stupid for me to have a collection of like 100 PS2 games, maybe like 40 or 50 Xbox games, a couple GameCube games, and like 12 Wii games. That wouldn't make any sense. So you're gonna see some Wii games grouped in there as well because I just consider the Wii an extension of the GameCube, which it is, but I figured I would just group them in with the other ones. So this is what I like to call the definitive RPG collection, and the only RPGs I'm missing so far it's incomplete because I am missing a few RPGs, but I'm only missing about like five of them. Those five would be the three Kingdom Hearts games, which I'm thinking about getting. I probably will get them. And then there's a game called Okage, which is another RPG for the PS2. And then there's a game called Inuyasha. And what's that? It's five. Then there's one more called Dynasty Tactics, Part 1. The first two, Dynasty Tactics 2. But I'll start the collection off right now. So here we go. Dynasty Tactics 2. Tsunagi Atonement. I'm in such a battle with this game. I'm trying to find a decent copy. I spent probably over $100 already. I'm on my third copy. They're all good, but in a way, but like, I don't know. None of them I really want as my permanent copy. So I have three copies of this, which is probably totaled over $100 by now. Working on another copy that's just right. I want a nice presentable copy. But that's Champions of Norath. Coliseum. Yes, this is an RPG. A hack and slash RPG, but oh well. It's pretty good. Probably one of the best Gladiator games on the PS2, aside from Shadow of the Colossus. No, not I'm sorry, not Shadow of the Colossus, but Shadow of Rome and Gladius. It's not better than Gladius, but Gladius is a good turn-based RPG. This is a good hack and slash RPG. Dungeons and Dragons Heroes. I'm working on getting a second copy of this as well. Phantasy Star Online. I only bought it because my friend told me that it has a offline mode. I know the PS2 one has an offline mode, and it has two campaigns, both offline. That's good. Commandos 2. This is gonna look kind of weird because when I show my shooter collection, because I have part 1, which is actually a shooter with elements of like stealth and other stuff, and part 2 is I guess tactical role playing game, tactical RPG. Dark Alliance. Working on getting another copy of this. This one has a slight crack. Probably won't affect gameplay that much, especially since I don't use the slim PS2s and I don't have to keep snapping my disc in place or in and out of place with the PS2s. If I had a slim PS2, I'd be in trouble. But since I have the regular model, plenty of copies of the regular model, then it'll be no problem. But I'm still gonna buy a second copy. Dark Alliance 2. I went through a battle with this one as well. Took me 3 copies to finally get what I wanted. Wound up paying $70 for a decent copy, a decent permanent copy. Champions of Norath, the first one. had to struggle with this one as well on Amazon and eBay or wherever. Took me 2 copies before I got the copy that was satisfactory enough to, go into the permanent collection. Drakengard, another hack and slash role playing game. It's not very, very light role playing. It just hack and slash, with role playing, similar to this. Probably not as in depth, but you get loot and you get to like equip different weapons on your characters and stuff like that. All right, now I guess now it's time for the money shot. Those are the ones you just saw were the ones that have yet to be put into the collection, permanently, because they're missing part 1s or part 2s or whatever. And here we go. And yeah, I love JRPGs. No matter what some people may say about them, I like them. Does the PS2 era have too many? Maybe it does, but they're good. At least they're better than what's out now on the 360 and PS3. But most of those games are pretty good too. I don't know, but Jade Cocoon 2. Let's see here. Kingsfield, the ancient city. Nightmare of Jiraga. Knight's Apprentice. And of course, Knights of the Old Republic. Knights of the Old Republic 2. La Pucelle Tactics. The Last Story. Legion, Legend of Excalibur. Very underrated RPG for the PS2. I don't know why I don't see this a lot on YouTube or wherever or online. There's plenty of reviews for it on Google, but there's no walkthroughs. One day when I get my stuff, because I do plan on making Let's Plays, and when I get my Hauppauge digital media recorder or whatever, I'm gonna get like 1 or 2 of those, probably 3. I want to start doing Let's Plays, so that's the end goal. Lost Kingdom. I'd say in about another month, my collection will be finished, and then I'll show the shooters and the adventure games. Lost Kingdoms 2. Magna Carta. Also have the one for the 360, Part 2. Mega Man X Command Mission. Heroes of Might and Magic. Don't see this in a lot of people's collection, or any actually. I know people have it, but as far as like collections on YouTube, I haven't seen it. There's plenty of gameplay for it, so somebody has it if they're showing clips of gameplay. Warriors of Might and Magic. Makai Kingdom. Morrowind. Manic-Mia. Manic-Mia 2. And while I'm at it, I'll just say which ones I have second copies of. Manic-Mia 1 and 2. Morrowind. Both of the Lost Kingdoms. And La Pucelle Tactics. And Knights of the Old Republic Part 2. I have second copies of. Metal Saga. MS Saga. Working very hard on getting a second copy of this because I'm pretty sure I'm going to want to play the living hell out of it. Nightcaster. And yes, most of these games do have the booklets. You just have to take my word for it. But I mean, if I've gone through the trouble of trying to get like this thorough of a collection, of course it would be complete. So yes, they all have the book. They're all in pretty good shape. Those that aren't, I have more than one copy of. So, Nightcaster 2. Nocturne. Odin Sphere. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Alrighty. Orphan, Scion of Sorcery. Pandora's Tower. Oh yeah. Persona 3. Who hasn't heard of that? Persona 4. I'm a huge Atlas fan. I'm a huge Shin Megami Tensei fan. Phantasy Star. Phantom Dust. Phantom Brave. Working on getting a second copy of both of those. Radiata Stories. Ring of Red. Last time I counted, I think it was like one something, probably like 110. You can count while I go along, I guess. Rogue Galaxy. That's my RPG collection. Romancing Saga. Sakura Wars. 2 copies of this. It comes with 2 copies. I didn't buy them. Shadow Hearts Covenant. I'll show you Shadow Hearts 1 as well. I have Shadow Hearts Part 1. I have 2 copies of Shadow Hearts Part 1 and 2. Shadow Hearts from the New World. The sequel, Shifters, the sequel to this game. 3DO made some pretty interesting RPGs, in my opinion, for the PS2. I don't know why I don't see them a lot. Shining Force, 2 copies of this. And also 2 copies of Shining Force EXA. Yeah, I know there's a lot of JRPGs, but what can you do? I didn't make them. Shining Tears. I just fell in love with them and bought them. Skies of the Arcadia. A mountain. I mean, a freaking mountain of an accomplishment. 2 copies of this game. Soul Nomad. Star Ocean, To the End of Time. Stella Deus. Or Deus, whatever. Suikoden 3. Another huge mountain. Getting 2 copies of Suikoden 3. Not this one, though. Suikoden Tactics. Yeah, this one's pretty easy to find. Not as rare as the other ones, but Suikoden 3, 4, and 5. 2 copies of. You can check my other video to see that right there. The second copies. Suikoden 5. Okay, this one doesn't have a booklet. Oh, let me see. Yeah. Which is Summoner. One thing that eludes me is, like, Volition made some good RPGs. I mean, both of these were solid games. I don't know why they don't have more. I mean, I checked their wiki page, and I think these are the only 2. You know, like, they nailed the shooter genre. Well, sort of. You know, they had 2 decent riff action games for the PS2, or for the last gen. 2 more decent shooters for the Xbox 360. I don't know why they didn't just, you know, keep it going. RPG shooter. Well, whatever. Swashbucklers. Another good RPG. You check out my Pirates video for that, or my Assassin's Creed impressions, to see my opinion on that, and heavy rants about what I like and dislike about Assassin's Creed 4. Not a lot of likes though. I like it, but you know, it's. I'll get more into that. Tales of Symphonia, as you just saw. Tales of Legendia. 2 copies of. Working on a second copy of Tales of Legendia. No, I have a second copy of Legendia. Working on a second copy of Tales of Legendia and Tales of the Abyss. Wouldn't you believe it? I paid $70 for my copy of Tales of the Abyss. This is when it was hard to find. And I felt proud of myself. Really proud of myself when I did that. It was like 5 years ago. And wouldn't you know it, I go into GameStop a week later, and somebody, I mean, this kind of stupidity has to run, like, It has to run in the blood. I mean, I walk into GameStop. Out of all the games I've seen, Tales of the Abyss, not one copy, two copies. Either some idiot traded in two copies of Tales of the Abyss, or, a pair of idiot brothers, traded them in the same day, right behind each other. What the hell? I mean, I wasn't really mad. I was just sort of kicking myself, but I was happy. I had my copy. But I mean, come on. $70. Then the next week, it's in GameStop for $21. Two copies. Isn't that a slap in the face? And then to add insult to injury, the site that I bought it from, which was Amazon, a third-party seller, not Amazon directly, but one of their sellers. Okay, a week after, I seen it at GameStop, cheap. Maybe like a week or so, probably a little more after that. It's cheap on Amazon. 21. I guess they had a reprint or something. I was like, what? $21 and some shipping for it new. When I just spent $70 less than a month ago for it used, for a like new used copy. Oh my gosh. But oh well. So I'm gonna try and hop on that gravy train while it's still pretty cheap on Amazon. Hopefully, because I do want a second copy. Because I hear the Tales games are very, very long. Which is also what she said. Now, let's see here. Xenosaga. 1 second. There it is. So, I'm going to go backwards for a second. Xenosaga 3. Oh, this is confusing. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Master. Someone gave me this game, but I'm actually going to play it. I like to pride myself on having a collection of games that I amassed my own, rather than a collection of games that, half of which I bought and half of which were given to me. Like some other people on YouTube. I mean, I don't know. I can't respect that. Xenosaga 2. But yeah, I don't even take games if I know I'm not going to play them. Like, that's one thing about my collection. Like, my collection is a collection of games that I amassed on my own, or like games that I'm genuinely interested in. Very few games I have, probably like 2 or 3 that I don't actually plan on playing. I think my collection is very focused. It has a goal. 3 different genres. A little bit of fighting, a couple sports games. That's it. Maybe the odd game here or there, but whatever. It all has its place. You can believe that. Okay, Xenosaga 1. I mean, even if someone does give me a game like these games right here, yeah, my girlfriend gave me these. Well, I bought them for her. She just lost interest. So there are some games I have that I don't plan on playing, but they weren't games I sought after. Valkyrie Profile 2. 2 copies of this. Talk about an achievement. Oh no. This one doesn't have the book. I'll be honest. It doesn't have the book. But oh well. I'll get another copy. Well, I have 2 copies, but I'll get another book. Good thing about eBay. Wild Arms 3. Shoot, I'm going backwards again. Let's see here. I messed up. Wild Arms 4. 2 copies of that as well. 2 copies of this as well. Wild Arms 5. Wizardry. And Xenoblade. Hang on a second. W. I'll get to that later on. And here's some more games. Let's see. I guess we can start with Final Fantasy X. Everybody knows that game, of course. Going backwards again. It should be Final Fantasy 12. Huh. So I'm just trying to find my place. Oh, I did this weird. Hang on a second. Oh, boy. I'm back. No, I'm back. Here we go. Legend of Alundar. Arc Rise Fantasia. Arc the Lad. Good RPG. I like it. A lot of people didn't like this one. I think it got a lot of bad reviews, but I like it. It's the follow-up. It's an action RPG. Something wrong with that. Nothing like some variation. Ars Tonelico. Ars Tonelico 2. Arx Fatalis. Artillery's Eternal Mana. If you think this video is long, the next one's going to be longer when I do my shooter collection. I'm up to 190 shooters. And that's just on the PS2, GameCube, and Xbox. I may have like 1 or 2 Wii games. I can see, yeah, Battalion Wars. There's 1 Wii game. But, Artillery's 2. 3. The Bard's Tale. Horrible impression. Baruch. Just kidding. Stellar impression. Batten Kaitos. Batten Kaitos 2. Chaos Wars. Choro Q. Crimson Tears. There's some other games that I should have put down there. I'm just kind of lazy. Haven't really gotten to it. Like, I'll show you real quick. Yakuza 1 and 2 should be in the RPG section, even though they are hack and slash RPGs. I have to do that one day. And Eureka 7. This is definitely an RPG. 1 and 2. And then Full Metal Alchemist is somewhere. It's probably behind. Oh, it's right here. They're action RPGs as well. I'll probably put those down here eventually. Dawn of Mana. I love the cover. Can't stand the game too much. Devil Summoner. I have part 2 as well. It's on my to-game shelf. Digital Devil Saga 1. Digital Devil Saga 2. Of course. Disgaea. Disgaea 2. Dokapon Kingdom. Another good RPG. Probably the only multiplayer. Oh, I have other multiplayer RPGs. Breath of Fire. Need to get a better copy of that. Dragon Quest, I think that's 8. Not good with Roman numerals. Enclave. Ephemeral Fantasia. Okay, now. A few more to go. We're almost done. Grandia 3. Wait a second. Where's part 2? Oh my goodness, I should have prepared better. How did I get over there? Sorry about this, you guys. Grandia 2. Before I get to that. E, F. So we have to do. Here we go. Final Fantasy X. 10-2. 12. I don't have 11, of course. EF. Where are the G's? Let's see here. Sorry about this. I'll just do it like this. Fable 2, Evergrace, Eternal Ring, Eternal Poison, Future Tactics, Front Mission 4, Grandia 3, Forever Kingdom, Fire Emblem. Need a second copy of this. Grandia 2, Grandia Extreme, Gladius, Gauntlet, Dark Legacy, Dot Hack GU, Volume 3, Dot Hack GU, Volume 2, Dot Hack GU, Volume 1, and what's the Dot Hack collection, or what's the Dot Hack GU collection if you don't have the Dot Hack games, the regular ones. Dot Hack Part 4, Dot Hack Part 3, Dot Hack Part 2, Dot Hack Part 1, Growlancer, Heritage of War. I need to get second copies of that, and Generations. I cannot wait to sink my teeth into this game. 2 separate games, also. I love working designs. And of course, Grim Grimoire by NIS. I have all the NIS games for the PS2, and all the Atlas games for the PS2 except for Rule of Rose. So there you have it, the definitive RPG collection for the PlayStation 2, and original Xbox, and Wii. And like I said, sooner or later, I will be doing a video of my adventure games, which is this shelf right here, and my shooters. Like I said, I'm at, so far, 190 shooters. Yeah. I plan on doing a shooter school, or just a series of videos a series of Let's Plays I'll be doing on the varied different types of shooters for the Xbox, PS2, and GameCube. Like I said, I'm at 190. Well, 192. By the time I finish, I should have at least 215. I know I'm going past 200, so. But that's it.